Hi, how are you? Welcome back. I thought I'd just do a very little update on the retrogrades that are happening at the moment. These are large moving planets, they're away from us. These are very long transits, and the good thing about that is they're quite gentle. What's going to be happening though over the period of the retrogrades is we're going to have some very strong oppositions to them. And remember, when you hear the word opposition, you know we're talking about tension, because opposition normally means opposing, right? So we're going to have these little gentle, for the most part, happening, but also certain days and certain times when there's going to be a few triggers, when they're going to come more into play. And I just really wanted to re-emphasize what these particular retrogrades are looking at and doing for us in terms of our life. The most recent ones we spoke about were in Capricorn, and that was Pluto and also Saturn. And remember, Pluto is the one that's going to be playing the most havoc with some of us, because it's about fears. Most of us have fears about our relationships, our sense of value, money, love, personal looks, all those sorts of things. So you're going to be having these odd days when you're going to have all these inner fears kind of bubbling up and all these inner insecurities. Just remember, when that happens, to love yourself, to take great care, and just to remind yourself that we all have multiple faults. And that's what makes us human, and really that's what makes us beautiful. I love that there was a movie that talked about beauty in the broken, and I think it's terrific. It's a great title. So just be gentle, forgive yourself for having fears. It's only natural. We are living in an environment where we're getting constantly bombarded with fear. And just remember that you are fantastic as you are. You are work in progress, and these fears are only natural, and they're only there to highlight for you some areas you need to be aware about, and perhaps some areas where you need to really take care of yourself. Saturn is going to be making us redo our plans. Now, the one thing I'll say about these two working together is that you might find with your plans you're going to be very careful about money. You're going to be very careful about your reputation, because remember, Pluto and Saturn together, it's going to be about fears. So what may happen for us when we're doing our deals, trying to put things into place, trying to create new relationships, trying to buy or sell something, there'll be extra questions coming up, and there'll be extra hoops to jump through. That will be Saturn with a little bit of an edge from Pluto, because it'll bring out our fears about, and other people's fears about, doing transactions. So we just need to be a little bit careful about that. Now let's add into the mix what we've got, which is Jupiter already, and has been for some time, in retrograde in Sagittarius. Now Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so that's a very complementary aspect of it. And it's about our philosophy. So Jupiter and Sagittarius is very philosophical. It's about our philosophy of life. When we go into a retrograde, we're doing a reflection on our philosophy in life. Now, some of us are working very hard to maintain our philosophy. Some of us are actually trying to change the way we see life. And this is an ideal opportunity to reflect on what our philosophy is. And for those of you who are thinking, I don't have a philosophy, of course you do. A philosophy just means things that you hold for truth, things that you believe in. It's your values. It's how you see the world. It's how you judge the world. That's our philosophy. It's even how you see your very own existence. That's also philosophy. So in this reflection time, we might have questions about that. So you might be questioning your faith. You might be questioning your belief system. You might be questioning some things that you've held dear for a long time, and you're just reflecting on them. Now, this is all really healthy. It's a good idea every now and then to sit down and take a reflection on things. Now, the one thing that these 3 retrogrades have in common is they really want you to be rock solid and secure in what you're doing, how you see yourself, and how you govern yourself and how you see the world. So you've got to believe that each one of these questioning periods that we're having is just asking you to take a stronger, better look at yourself and how you're operating in the world. The nice thing about that is it might take you back to recover old ground. That's certainly what's happening for me. It's put some new projects that I was hell-bent on following on hold, and it's helped me revitalize some old projects, and I'm just loving that. And it's really helping me to get quite clear about who I am, how I am, and how I represent myself and what my products are. So I'm really enjoying it, and I'm having some major breakthroughs in getting great clarity about who I am, what I offer, and how I want to interact around what I offer. And I think really all of that's terrific. So I'm hoping that's happening for you. We need to, in this period of time, particularly when we've got doubts, just remember everybody else has probably also got these same questions where while we think what we're doing is really unique and just us, believe me, there's a lot of other people going through the same thing. So it's a great time to go within. It's a great time to really spend some time meditating and musing. And if you don't meditate, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just find some place in your mind and physically, because remember, it's also just taking time out. And don't be afraid to take time out with yourself and go within, because all of these retrogrades are asking us to go within and build within, and the answers are actually lying within us. So this is quite an introspective time. It's a time for us to go in, have a good think about ourselves. And when I say go in, I mean go into our mind, go into our heart, and go into thinking how are we, what's happening, where are we with this, how do I feel about this. Great time for heart meditations, great time for opening up the heart chakra, really good time for taking some time out and just thinking about how does that sit with me. So I just really wanted to talk to you a little bit about those retrogrades. I'm going to be back shortly. In fact, I'll probably do that today because it's a nice cool day where I am at the moment, and trust me, the days have been really hot, so it's been a bit unpleasant. And I will do a upgrade on the full moon that's coming. Getting back to the retrogrades, if you want some more information about that, you can get in contact with me. I'm very happy to help you sort through your chart, because remember, where these particular retrogrades are having the most impact is where these signs are currently in your natal chart, and how these houses affect your natal chart, but also where these planets are in your natal chart, and that'll start to give you some input about more specifically how they'll be impacting on your life. Quite happy to have a look at your charts for you, give some feedback to you specifically about how you can use these retrogrades, or if you find yourself struggling with something specifically, how you might struggle with that. I'll put my address in below. You can get in contact with me, and I can help you work out your chart and give you some advice on that. Very nice to be talking to you. It's very nice to be seeing you, and hopefully these retrogrades are working with you and you're getting lots of useful insights. Okay, bye-bye, and I'll see you all very soon.